boy, it's an exciting time. As you can tell out there in TV land, that by looking at the set, you see the special logo behind us. You see of the New World Financial Group. You see the balloons. We got an exciting, powerful audience out there. And standing up next to me are some people that really have helped us make this a very historic moment here. I've got Norma, my wonderful partner and bride and buddy since the third grade. And we've got all the senior executive vice chairmen with us. We've got, I see Jeff and Debbie Miles here with us. We've got Jack Linder is back here with us. We've got Tom Matthews here. On the phone, you'll hear in a few moments from Monty Holm, from Swan Wynn, Bryce Peterson, Rich Thawley. So we've got all those great senior executive vice chairmen here to celebrate with us. And we've got Wood Montgomery. I don't know if I mentioned Wood or not, but Wood's back there, who's been Mr. Inside for us all these years and helped us here. Jerry Vall, who's the president and CEO of Western Reserve down there, and who's worked so hard to help us come to this moment. And then Tim Stoneacker here, who's the head of the Aegon Asset Management Inc., and who will be working closely in the leadership of our new era here. So we're very excited about it. And we've called this meeting today to let you know that some exciting things have occurred. We finally had the baby this past weekend. Just a couple of days ago, we have signed the deal with Aegon, WMA, Aegon. Aegon is buying selected assets of the company, and World Financial Group is formed. We're excited to announce that to you right now. All right, big boy. Good job. All right, big boy. Appreciate you a lot. Appreciate it. Good job. Yeah, you too. Hey. All right, big boy. Come a long way. All right. All right. All right, guys. Yes, sir. You. All right. All right. Hey, that's right. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Hey, we have never had such a bright future as we've got right now. And, hey, I'm just excited about this moment in time. We're going to hear from all of these good people here a little later in the program here and everything. But let's give them a big hand for the great job that they've done to help us get to this point here. All right, guys? We'll see you in just a moment, all right? Thanks, Norman. Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. Listen, I want to just chat with you a little bit about what this really means. I mean, this is exciting. This is big-time stuff, you know. You'll hear from Rich Thawley in a few moments, and just prior to the show today, Rich was saying he can't think of any announcement, any single thing that could have been said or done that probably has been more anticipated than this. You know, I mentioned a while ago we finally had that baby. This thing has been like birthing of elephants. You know, it's been 2 years of hard work and a lot of hollering and screaming, but we've done it. So I'm excited about it. But you know, looking back, what makes this so special is where we've come from. We have such a great history, that gives us such a great future. You know, I love that history and future kind of coming together and creating World Financial Group. You know, this represents a decade of excellence, a decade of team building, unprecedented in business. Nobody's ever done anything quite like what we've done here before. 10 years of greatness. You know, the USA Today, you remember that USA Today piece that we've got there? Look at that. You see it on the screen there, introducing Alexander Inc., an idea that became World Financial Group shortly thereafter. But that was in December of 1991. And we announced to the world that a new era, a new day was dawning in business. And we gave birth to a well-seasoned, well-practiced team that went out, and we had our vision. Our vision was that we announced to the world our vision statement, which was to lead the investment revolution. And I'm happy to tell you that we have truly been very involved in leading the investment revolution. We've helped revolutionize, if you will, the way the savings habits of the American people out there, middle America especially. We've taken a product that was considered too complex by most of the most of the major carriers out there. There were only 10 companies doing 90% of the variable life business when we started. Only 2 of them did 60%. So, and most of them were the big captive agent, big mutual companies and so forth. It was only a brave little company like Western Reserve down there, a stock company, was positioned to think they could take on the giants. All they needed was a giant slayer, and that was WMA. We came along, we were birthed at the same time that they were, in a sense, birthing their movement in the variable business, and some great things have happened since. So I'm excited from that USA Today time. Here we are some 10 years later making this historic announcement here. We've raised the bar. We've changed the rules. We've set new standards. Big things are happening. Our vision was to lead the investment revolution. Well, I think we're doing it. As you look at any way you look at any of the rankings out there that rank the companies that market the variable products, we are heavily involved with certainly the Aegon Group and Pacific Life and American Scandia and other companies, Zurich, Kemper, others that are up there, and we're up there at the top. We're involved in the leadership of this great movement. It's just a natural progression of our relationship with Aegon and Western Reserve that we take this step. And I think we've gone from becoming just a band of entrepreneurs, a band of dreamers with an idea, a mighty idea, and just a lot of hope and a lot of courage. We've become, I think, a pretty good company, especially when you look at the challenges that we faced, when you look at all the obstacles we've overcome. Hey, I look at those. It's been fun. I love the journey more than I ever do the destination when you finally get there. And I think all of us should feel that way, and we'll enjoy life a lot more. I know that. Hey, we've not only become a good company, I think we're poised now. At our convention last year, I mentioned that we were on this bridge that we're leading into the future, where we were going to try to go from good to great. And I think in this last year now, we've taken a major step here that will help us truly become a great company, do something historic. It's so exciting. You know, the system, we talk about the system, and I'll close the show out here today talking about how you truly can gain control of your future. Everybody wants control in their life. Everybody wants control of you feel more secure when you feel like you can control things. When things are out of your control, you don't feel so good. You know, and Abraham Lincoln once said, when you feel good, you do good. When you feel bad, you do bad. You know, but the system, if you master the system, it gives you control. Things become predictable in your life. You have a sense of control. I was watching Annika Sorenstam yesterday win her 5th tournament in her last 6 tries. And she runs the golf format system. She has to be in control. She gains her control from her system, from that repetition of the same steps over and over and over. It makes her feel confident. Control gives you confidence. The system gives you that. But you know, to have the system really work, you've got to emotionalize it. It's got to have the energy and excitement. That's what gives the system power. This step, creating World Financial Group, having a great partner like Aegon to back us, gives us, to me, of all the things we could do right now to emotionalize the system, I think this does it bigger and better than anything else I've seen before. What does it do? Just a few things, and we'll talk more about these a little later. I'd like to hear from the Senior Executive Vice Chairman how they feel about what it really is going to mean to the field. But I know it's going to give us confidence in our future, more confidence than ever before. We've always been in love with love, and we've always been excited about where we were going to go. But deep down inside, you know, did we have enough confidence that we truly could go the full distance? Well, I think we could, but I don't want people out there feeling for any reason that the mountain might be too high for us to climb. You should have more confidence now. There's no sharks out there, no jaws out there that's big that can get us, because we just got a bigger boat. You know, so it gives us more confidence. We have more security, meaning I think that the odds are much greater that we can finish the course, that we can win the prize and fulfill our great destiny. Resources. We've always had great resources. In fact, there's been times when we've been accused of having too many resources. But I tell you what, we've got more of the right kind of resources now. We've got plenty of money behind us that can back us and support us and create the proper infrastructure and for compliance and for just training and all the good quality things that give us a good platform to build on. Predictability, I mentioned that a while ago, but it gives us predictability. It's very predictable now that if you take the business format system and you take the great human power out there that exists, these entrepreneurs, these people, these driven, determined dreamers, and these great market conditions, and these wonderful products that we've got, what a perfect combination. It's very predictable what we're going to do, especially when you run the business format system. It gives us additional credibility. We've always had credibility, but hey, this gives us much bigger credibility in bigger circles on a worldwide basis. Profitability. We're all in this business to fulfill our mission statement, which is to create wealth for families. Which families? Your families, the families of the people that join your teams, the clients that do business with you. Profitability. And those of you that become equity participants in this great venture, it's going to be more profitable to you. So I'm excited about that. Our story becomes more believable. You know, when you're talking to people out there, it sounds kind of ridiculous sometimes when you hear this band, Hubert and Rich and Monty and Swan and all these band of merry men out here running around doing what they're doing. Yeah, that happened, but can I go do it? I think the people in the field are going to realize now that they've got a chance to start anew, start fresh. This whole World Financial Group gives everybody a chance to start with a new beginning, to be, in a sense, reborn. We've reinvented ourselves. We started a whole new company, but we started from a great vantage point. So I'm excited about this moment in time. It gives us a chance for our people to fulfill that dream of having equity and being able to participate in a big way and have a much broader base with a big Aegon company to make that more profitable for them and more powerful. Eliminate excuses. I love that part of it more than anything else. You know, anytime you can eliminate excuses, you've given people a better position to go out and win big. Excuse-itis and detail-itis are probably the two major strains of the failure disease. And we're eliminating some excuses big time right now. In fact, we already have an influx of people coming back to us because they've got two things. One, they found that the grass isn't greener out there, and they also found that we were a little ahead of our time, and that the things we're doing will protect their future. But more than anything, they sense that it's a new beginning, and that with Aegon involved, that's just going to make it a bigger, better challenge. Whatever challenges they perceive we might have, I think they've got confidence that they'll be fixed in the future. And last but maybe not least that I'll say here is unlimited capacity for growth. I think that's what this gives us, unlimited capacity for growth. I call this the great unleashing. This is what it really is. We're unleashing all of our giants. I mean, I was up with Swan yesterday up in Gettysburg at his great contender school, 700 stars that had to qualify, 15 recruits in a month, last 30 days to be there. I mean, we've got all that going on all across the country right now, but this is the great unleashing. We got a ton of people out there that will become the next Riches and Monties and Swans, you know, and it unleashes Hubert Humphrey, it unleashes the field leaders, it unleashes all the field associates out there, and it unleashes the full power of Aegon in our lives here. I appreciate so much Kay Storm, who is the head of the great executive board of Aegon NV, being our great partner. Don Shepard, who is the CEO of Aegon USA. Pat Baird, our great friend, who is the chief operating officer. And really, he's been the guy that has zeroed in on us and worked with us over the last few years. He and I have had many conversations the last 3 or 4 years leading up to this. And I appreciate Pat being willing to listen over the years. And Pat's a very candid man. He had concerns that maybe a company like Aegon might be too cumbersome for a company like WMA. And he didn't want to kill the entrepreneurial spirit. He's been very sensitive about that the whole time. And that right there makes me know that it was the thing to do and they were the right company to do it with. So I'm excited and appreciate what Pat's done. I look back to Jack Kenny, and I'm very appreciative of Jack believing in us, having the courage to step out when others would not have dared this thing. We had never sold VUL. We couldn't spell variable. We didn't know what it was. We were just a ragtag group of guys, but he saw in us this opportunity to do something special. He wanted to go out and compete with the Prudentials of the world. He saw this as a means of doing that, gave it a shot, and I'm proud of him. But of all the things that this allows me to do, it allows me in my family to probably have a more relaxed, if you will. I don't use the word relax a whole lot because I don't relax. I'm always on the go and everything. But it gives us some more confidence in our future too, just like it does for you. But it's going to take a little bit of the weight off me. It's going to put more weight on me in one area, and that I get to be unleashed. I get to be 100% focused for the first time. For the first time in the 10-year career I've had here in WMA, I'll be able to be focused on the field and focused on leaders and just teaching the system and just being a mentor and just helping any way I can to help. I want to help Monty, Rich, Swan, all the great senior executive vice chairmen. I want to help the new wave of leaders out there. Whatever it takes, I want to focus on that. You've never seen me focused totally on the field. I've never been able to do that. I've had, out of necessity, we've had to build a support system. We've had to, it wasn't because we were so perfect at running a home office. It was because nobody else, none of the other companies out there really could do it. Not that we could do it great, it's just that they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it to fit our style. But now, I'm going to leave the heavy lifting up to the Aegon people. That's what they're there for, to bring the structure and the discipline to us. And I want to be uninhibited. I want to be fully engaged in building leaders and building teams and having success like never before. You know, I'm here to be your advocate and to help create and bring the proper amount of dynamic tension between our great field force and the great product provider companies that we've got out there. And that's going to be my number one role. So I'm excited about it. I want to just quickly share with you the essence of this new venture here, the World Financial Group. Let's put on the screen here what it means. Just a coming together of WMA, Aegon coming together, creating this powerful new company, World Financial Group. It's a member of the Aegon Group. I'm excited about that tagline there. A giant emerges. It's a whole new world. So it's the best of both worlds out there now. First of all, who is WMA? You know, let's just look at us right quick. A dream shapes the future of an industry. Back in November 1991, when we founded the company, we had a powerful vision, mission, system. And we've been able to fulfill that as we've gone forward out there and everything. Let's go forward here. You know, here's what this means to me. WMA has already made business history. The foundation of World Financial Group is a natural progression from being a great company to becoming truly, I think, a business giant. The key strengths that we've got here. We've got more than $4 billion in total cumulative sales through all of our product lines. We've become one of the leading independent marketers of VUL in the industry. We have paid out over $1 billion in cumulative commissions to all the people out in the field. We've produced over 1,000 $100,000 club ring earners. We've had over 2,000 $50,000 earners, over 50,000 insurance licensed associates, over 8,500 securities licensed associates with the broker-dealer, over 8,000 mortgage licensed associates, and 500 plus PNC agents. So we're very excited about those things. Our production's been phenomenal, over $4 billion in total cumulative sales in all products in that 10-year period of time. Let's look quickly at Aegon. Who is Aegon? What do they bring to the table? Now, they're just a giant. They're a world business powerhouse. They're one of the leading financial life insurance companies out there in pension and life insurance and other related financial services, over $230 billion in assets. You see their headquarters, their Aegon Equity Group headquarters down in St. Petersburg. They've got let's just talk a little bit about a quote from Pat Baird, what it means to Aegon. He says, Aegon and WMA have tremendous strengths that set us apart in the industry. By combining the unique qualities of these two powerful companies, it truly opens new worlds to compete. I love that. It opens new worlds to compete. Well, let's look at some of the key strengths, and there are many of Aegon. You know, they've got their revenue in 2000 was over $28.4 billion. Their shares are listed on exchanges all over the world, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, London, New York, Tokyo, Zurich stock exchanges, and so forth. They've acquired companies like Transamerica, Guardian Royal, Exchange UK, life insurance companies. They've done those things and many others. You'll see, look at all the companies there, just a member of the Aegon Insurance Group here in the States. It's too many to even mention. And look on a worldwide basis. This is just the tip of the spear. This is just a few of their many, many companies of the Aegon Insurance Group out there. They're now like the third largest financial services company out there. So we got a great, powerful partner, I can tell you that. So World Financial Group, what a great, great company. What a wonderful, wonderful new company to start here. I love the name, I love the logo, but you know what I like? I like that tagline because it truly is the place where the entrepreneur is king. Truly, truly, you know. This revolutionary new company sets new standards, raises the bar, and reshapes the future of the industry. It's a whole new world of opportunity out there right now. So we've got a powerful thing. The key strengths of this new company, we know what WMA had, we know what Aegon had, but what does the new World Financial Group do for us? Its powerful parent company now will help strengthen it for its potential for long-term success for this great new business powerhouse to be. The opportunity is even more exciting because of the strength that Aegon brings to the table. I mean, as great as the WMA opportunity has been, World Financial Group starts from birth being a more powerful, more exciting opportunity. Participation in specially designed wealth accumulation programs for the World Financial Group associates. Enhanced field support and service in all areas of the company for all of our great associates and leaders. Significant field-oriented headquarters leadership changes. Tremendous resources to bolster all future WFG initiatives. Better prepared to meet all our challenges in every area of our business. So, World Financial Group, a member of the Aegon Group, the place truly where the entrepreneur is king, is a whole new world. I'm excited about this. I hope you are. We're going to come back and jump into the deal and see what we've got going here. But you know, we've got John Benham who is out in the audience, is going to interview some of our leadership teams out here. I know he's got a couple of special guests first, and later on we'll hear from more. So I'm going to switch over to John Benham. John?
Thanks, Hubert. I'll tell you, it's an exciting moment. I'm here with CEO MD Bill Nall and Field Vice Chairman Jody Humphrey, and all three of us were on the original bus trip, and to see this step's pretty exciting. Bill, why don't you kind of give us your perspective, having been here since day one, how you feel about this special moment?
Well, John, I was thinking last night, you know, about the bus trip from hell, and so we're going from the bus trip from hell to rocket ship to success. Hubert's always talked about, and one of the quotes I like the best from him is, he always says, you got to be part of something bigger than yourself. Well, he's done it, you know, and the stability, you know, that means for all of our families and, you know, our friends is phenomenal.
It's an awesome, awesome moment. Jody, maybe your perspective now with the big team you have out there across the country, you know, what do you see this moment doing for you and surging your team forward?
Well, I just feel like it's a business format system insurance. You know, I feel like we understand the system, but we have to have the right environment for the system to be able to pay off for our families. And I've got a room full of people here that I love and have sold the dream to. And I know now that if we'll go out and do our part, that there's no way we can fail. It's all in our hands, and I'm more excited than I've ever been.
I think everybody, it's an awesome time. Let's turn it back over to Hubert.
All right, John, hey, thank you. Let's give a big hand to Bill and Jody there. Great job. You know, I made that presentation to you a while ago about a giant emerges. I'm happy to tell you that, and by the way, this is a shrink pack, just so you don't think I'm BSing you here. We have got this brochure is available today, $1.25 over at our regular distribution center. So you can get that as our transition piece as we move forward, and we won't actually be calling ourselves World Financial Group until we have a closing, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a minute. And that's hopefully within the next 30 days that will occur, and everything. But you can have this brochure to kind of celebrate with us during that period of time. So order that. I'm excited about that. Also, we've got a press release here and we've got some question and Q&As that are prepared by the media departments of both companies here, and it'll be sent out by the Aegon acquiring company Aegon here this week. There's a press release that sometime early this week that it will go out, but we're giving you guys sort of a glimpse of it early and everything. And in fact, let me, if I could, just maybe read parts of it here, just so you'll hear officially the press release. And then, Jerry, maybe you could elaborate on things from the Aegon perspective in this. In fact, the title of the press release that'll go out is Aegon unit enters into agreement with World Marketing Alliance. This says select acquired assets used in formation of new agency marketing and broker-dealer companies. And then it goes into the meat of the press release. Aegon Asset Management, known as Aegon, an indirect wholly owned subsidiary of Aegon USA, Inc., announced it has entered into an agreement to acquire selected assets of World Marketing Alliance, Inc., that's WMA, an Atlanta area-based financial services organization. These selected assets, which include contractual arrangements with WMA's distribution channel, will be placed in a new Aegon subsidiary called World Financial Group, called World in this media release. It is also anticipated that, subject to regulatory approval, Aegon will set up a new broker-dealer to house WFG's future securities activities. For Aegon USA, this transaction reinforces its leadership in the variable universal life market and secures access to a key producer of equity-linked products offered through two of its subsidiaries, Western Reserve Life Assurance Company of Ohio and IDEX Management, Inc., investment advisor for the IDEX Mutual Funds family. This is very much a forward-looking transaction, stated Donald J. Shepard, Aegon USA, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. With our decentralized operating philosophy, world's distribution leaders should thrive as entrepreneurs within Aegon. At the same time, they can expect that we will invest in the infrastructure necessary to support their continued growth and all important compliance activities. Certainly, the fact that WMA has demonstrated a long record of growth and performance over the last decade is a great source of pride for myself and the entire WMA team, stated Hubert Humphrey, WMA Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. Given this growth, now is absolutely the right time for all of us, including our customers and distributors, to align with Aegon, a financial powerhouse known for its integrity. Let me get to the next page here. This historic happening will position the new organization to better serve the marketplace. Humphrey, a founder of World Financial Group, Inc., will remain active as chairman of the new organization and provide visionary and motivational leadership through a long-term consulting arrangement. World Marketing Alliance, founded by Humphrey in 1991, has grown to be a leading distributor of mutual funds, variable life insurance, and variable annuity products to middle-income Americans. With sales exceeding $2 billion a year at year-end 2000, WMA has and will continue to have relationships with product companies such as Western Reserve Life, American Scandia, Zurich Life, Pacific Life, and others. A WMA affiliate, WMA Securities, Inc., is among the largest broker-dealer organizations in the U.S., with over 8,500 registered representatives nationwide. The new companies will continue to distribute products nationwide and be headquartered in Duluth, Georgia, as part of the Aegon Equity Group, a division of the Aegon USA companies. Member companies of the Aegon Equity Group include Western Reserve Life Assurance Company of Ohio and IDEX Mutual Funds. So guys, it's official. I'm very excited about it. Jerry, I know you're excited. First, let me shake your hand again. It's been an honor doing business over the last 10 years with the great Aegon people and Western Reserve especially. I know you've worked hard and you still look mighty healthy and strong for the battle though. So it's been very exciting to have you here. I'd like maybe if I could to go to the telephone just a moment by way of a conference call. We've got 4 of our senior executive vice chairmen there, and I'd like to maybe start, if I could, first with Swan Wynn. Swan, are you on the call?
Yes, Hubert, I'm on here.
Swan, it was great being with you yesterday up in Gettysburg at this very historic place in the Eisenhower Center, and of course we were able to make this announcement to your team yesterday a little bit, so they got a preview of it. How do you feel right now for you and all the people of WMA about this great new venture, this World Financial Group?
We're totally elated, Hubert. You know, this is certainly one of the most anticipated news that we're looking for a long, long time. You know, we've been with you for 16 years and you know, looking for many more years ahead. And but the journey was always wonderful, and you know, we're always striving for excellence and try to find a way to improve ourselves and make the opportunity much better for the people who follow us. You know, I talked to the people yesterday that, you know, there's a very strong reason why we joined this business. You know, first of all, we want to be somebody, but after all, I want to be a world conqueror. I want to do something big with my life, and I know that all the men and women who really, really want to be somebody, they want to do something great. And this thing is really, really put us into orbit because this is what we're looking for. We don't want to join this deal as a small deal. We want to be a big deal. And this thing getting bigger and bigger every day. And I just so excited about the opportunity ahead of all of us. You know, I told our people that, you know, we used to work with Hubert. Now we work with Hubert and Aegon. So that's a bigger package right now. So it's just incredible what's happening right now. I'm so excited, and I know that everyone, all of our leader yesterday is so excited, and we're ready to go.
Well, hey, Swan, we're very excited for you, buddy, and your leadership has been a very vital part of us positioning ourselves to be able to do a deal like this, and I know your leadership for you and your great team is going to be counted on in the future. And I know you guys have just really begun. So I appreciate that. Bryce Peterson from out in Salt Lake. Bryce, I know in talking to you over the last several months, I know you're very excited about what's happening here and what this means for you and your team and the whole company.
You know, I got my first license in financial services, Hubert, in 1977, and I feel like I've worked 23 to 24 years to get to this point. And it is exciting, you know. The whole opportunity has just been reinvented. It's a different company. It's a different opportunity. And as Jody said, it really puts it in our hands right now and allows us to go out and really do what we do best, and that is build people. And I think now even build companies inside of a company, inside of a company, inside of a company. And everything that's on my wish list that I would want this opportunity to be is here. It gives us a new chance, a new start without starting anew. And man, the image and the credibility that it gives us is just incredible. It streamlines things. It gives us the resources. I would just tell everybody there's some fun announcements, both big and small, as we've reinvented this opportunity that's going to be coming in all kinds of areas of our business. And it's just energized our people, Hubert. We are absolutely rallying to get to Vegas as we pull the curtains totally back on World Financial Group. It's amazing what it's done to our folks. We've got some 3,000 people looking at coming to Vegas, and everybody just needs to rally their teams to get there, and it's in our hands, and we can get as big as we want to get. I think as we reinvent the opportunity, what we need to do right now is reinvent ourselves and make sure we take advantage of this opportunity to be the same person in a bigger and better opportunity. Just crazy. So we're excited, man. We're with you, and we appreciate you. I tell you, it's been very rewarding for us the last 20 years. We've been in business together.
Well, Bryce, it's been very rewarding for me and my family and all the company to have you as a great business partner. And one of the joys of the last 10 years is to see the blossoming of Bryce Peterson. Here was a young guy that was in the industry when we first met many years ago, and to watch you grow and get a handle on the building system back in our practice company era, and then to see you emerge as one of the great superstars. In fact, you emerged as our first real leader in the variable movement was Bryce and his team out there. And when we had to have somebody take this new idea, this new concept, and run with it, Bryce's team did and broke down some barriers, and others followed, and we appreciate that. And we've got to have some teams do that same thing in this new era here. This is a great time. I mentioned earlier about eliminating excuses. I think the statement that Bryce, that you made, may be the statement of the whole show. While we're reinventing the company, it's now time everybody's got to go and reinvent their own selves, their own their abilities, their focus, their plan, their use of the system. They've got to go do that. But all excuses are gone. I mean, all we've got to do is go and produce. I think any support excuses that have ever existed, one of the main reasons we're doing this deal is with Pat, Jerry, and Tim, and everybody throwing their resources. I believe their disciplines can fix any little tweaking that needs to happen in the support side of our thing. But they can't go out and tweak in the field. Only we can go out there and build these teams and make these attitudes be positive and get people focused on growing. So I'm excited about that. Monty, are you there, buddy?
Yes, sir, Hubert, I'm here.
Monty, we've come a long way since that first little meeting with you in St. George, as you were just 21, just turned 22, a few months before you getting married, and here we are today on a national TV show talking about probably I think it's a best kept secret probably in financial services, but I think ultimately this may be the biggest deal in financial services ever. It has that potential. It's a baby now, but it could grow into that. And I'm just excited to be in business with you.
Well, Hubert, I appreciate it, and I'm excited to be in business with you, too. It has been a fun 21 years last January since we got together in that meeting, and it's been a fun career. We built what I consider to be a great, great company, and I was just thinking about the leadership on this phone and the leadership in this company. I don't think in the greatest corporations in America, in their boardrooms, there's a stronger, more powerful group of leaders than we have, within WMA. And as we begin this new venture together in World Financial Group, I just think this is the very beginning of something that will become, as we always, stated, we wanted to build the world's superpower in financial services marketing. And with Aegon helping us on the back end and us on the front end, I think we can do some great things together. And all the things I was thinking about last night, all the things that we committed to in the foundation of WMA are still in place. The non-adversarial approach to the industry, the broad diversification, widespread equity ownership opportunity, and those kind of things those things are in place better than ever. There's no negatives, just positives in this. And I think what it does, to me, it helps our people speed up their chance of doing what some of us have done. And we need people right now thinking that in the next 2 years and 3 years they can build teams as big then as the whole company is today. And I think this just signifies the beginning of a 10 to 15-year hyper-growth phase. It solidifies our future. And again, I can't tell you how excited I am about it, Hubert.
Well, Monty, we're counting on you, buddy. We're looking for you and Swan and Rich to fulfill that deputy field chairman role out there to really lead the entire field movement for us out there. That's I'm kind of maybe behind the scenes going to play the role of Eisenhower a little bit, but you guys are going to be the General Pattons and the Field Marshal Montgomerys and the Omar Bradleys leading the three armies out there. And it's going to be great seeing every super team in the company mobilized to where it has the leadership of you three guys, in addition to obviously the leadership that everybody has with their MDs and other leaders anyway. I'd like to hear from Rich. Rich, how you feel about things? Buddy, I know you and I have had many conversations. This is sort of a dream come true for all of us, and I think you appreciate as much as anybody what this can mean to our future.
Hubert, can you hear me well here?
Yes, sir.
The dream almost doesn't work. It's like the next level above a dream is like a fantasy, something you think about that business could become, life could become, and you almost can't think that big. You can't think that good of something. You just can't believe it could actually happen. I love what Bryce said about, he takes his wish list of everything he could want the business to be, and this is answer to that. And as Monty said, there are no negatives. And I like Swan's first word. He said they were elated. All of those things, speak to what is going on right now in the company. In all other industries, you get to kind of grow, and then you struggle to build up your infrastructure to support whatever growth you've had. Then maybe you can grow a little bit more. And we're in a unique industry that presents challenges where you've got to kind of build the infrastructure and spend tons of money, millions and millions and millions of dollars. Then you've got to hope to grow into it. That's what the regulators require of us nowadays. And I was trying to think of the right analogy. I kind of think of our leadership team with you at the top, Hubert, as a group of pilots that had this capacity to be intergalactic, warriors, if you will, pilots of tremendous craft. That we have all these skills and abilities and all this drive and energy and desire to be the best ever, in our industry and distribution, and yet the resources and the things that we needed to ultimately fulfill a magnificent destiny, our original big dream, hasn't all come together until this moment. I mean, and people, everybody out there in the field needs to understand how dramatic of a new beginning this really is, how it wipes away any shadow of doubt on the horizon of our opportunity. I mean, it's unlimited. It's like all of a sudden you're on the top of Everest on a clear day and you can see forever. There's no limits to what can be accomplished. I mean, down to the guy who's been with us a little while, that person's got to understand everybody they've ever had in their prospect list is back on it. Anybody that showed any interest or didn't show any interest or they talked to and they weren't able to quite move them forward, all those people are back on their prospect list, every one of them. And then almost everybody they see is going to be interested in an opportunity with the credibility, the size, the resources, the excitement, the proven track record now all of a sudden supercharged. I got a new car a little while ago, and the regular car already has a little bit of power, and I decided to do something I've never done before, and that was to put a supercharger on it, not really understanding all of what that meant. And I had that thing supercharged, and I got it out of the dealer, and I got out there in the freeway, and there's a little bit of an open stretch, and I checked the rearview mirror to make sure nobody was following me, and I jumped on that thing, and I almost got whiplash, you know, and that's it's added so much horsepower, and that's what's happened to this. We have supercharged our opportunity. We have added so much more horsepower than the stock engine was with WMA, and that now we've become World Financial Group, you know, and it should be the World Supercharged Group. And so every leader that's within the sound of our voices needs to understand they need to have gigantic kickoff meetings. They need to have super BPMs. All their people need to clearly, in their mind, internalize and emotionalize the fact that only a handful of people in business ever get to have unlimited opportunity, ever get to have this chance to just transform their business lives, transform their economic futures and their financial futures, and be blessed the way we're blessed. And so this thing has grown hair in a way that's hard to explain. I mean, Friday it's one kind of opportunity. Monday today, it's a different opportunity, dramatically different. And we've got to be dramatically different. Like was said, it's time to reinvent ourselves, you know, for what we've got. And we've got to mobilize to the convention like nobody can miss the convention. And we've got to, everybody, I don't care if the guy joined 10 minutes before you got on the plane to go to the convention. You got to get in that guy's face and tell him he's got to be on the next flight. He's got to stow away in your luggage. You know, we have got to pack that thing. There's just going to be good news on good news on good news. You know, and I mean, we're going to be talking about increased compensation. We're going to be talking about the stock plan. We're going to be talking about all these things that are just energizing. Any one of them we could build a convention around. But I mean, this is a great time, and words actually fail me a little bit. And I mean, it's just everybody needs to just let her rip, fully engage, put this story before the marketplace. When you combine that with the scare, the little bit of the downturn in the economy, a bunch of people getting laid off, man, we never have recruiting times that are extraordinary until people are getting laid off and unemployment's rising a little bit. Hubert, we built our first fortune in that environment, and I was trying to explain to some people a couple of days ago that, hey, when things are going good, our company, our system, our opportunity, our products, we do real well. But when things are going bad and people are a little bit fearful and people are getting laid off, you know, unemployment's rising, we do great. When you combine that with this, and you just got to see almost the hand of Providence providing clear-cut, wide-open opportunity for our people and all our extended family in the company that we love so much. It's time to rock and roll. This is party time.
It sure is, Rich. But I appreciate your comments. And that last part you just made was that the window's right, the timing's perfect. We've been doing good in good times. Of all companies, we should do great in bad times. But the challenge right now is for our people to get back on their game and do what Bryce said, reinvent themselves where that's truly true. We don't need to just be summertime soldiers and fair weather friends. We need to, and sunshine patriots, I think Thomas Paine said once in that book, Common Sense.
Well, everybody I know is ready.
That's
everybody.
Right. Everybody can go do it, buddy. We can do it right now. Jeff Miles, and let me hear from Jeff and Jack and Tom right quick, and then we'll switch to the inside group.
All right. Well, I'm very excited. You know, as I sit and think about 21 years ago when we got started, you know, I was just looking for an opportunity to make a couple $2,000 a month is all I was looking for, and it's unbelievable to sit here and think that this has happened over this last 21 years, and to be able to have this type of an opportunity to get to this level for those people who have bought into the dream and are following us, and what it means to them in their future is very, very exciting. As I've worked with Aegon the last year very closely on the inside, handling the international operation, I'm very excited about the relationship with them and what it does for us in the future. But especially this last 3 or 4 months as Aegon USA has had more control on the international side. I've seen tremendous things take place, barriers broken down, great support on the international side to really help us move and make this a global opportunity like we've always wanted it to be. So I'm very excited about the future and for our people and what it does for us all.
Well, Jeff, we're very excited about this last almost 20 years with you, and this last couple of years, you've just risen to a greater level, showing not only the great field skills, but an executive presence that we really needed at the right time. Appreciate your continued support. Jack, you know, you've been able to come in here now, and you've been able to be a great field general out there, a builder. You've been able to come in and give a calming, confidence-building presence in the headquarters for the field out there, and you too have been able to be exposed to the inner workings, working with Aegon, and of course you know the heart and spirit of what our people want out there. How do you feel about this moment?
Well, 2 things here. I think, first of all, the timing is absolutely perfect. I remember when we first met, we had about the same conditions we've got right now.
Absolutely.
And so the growth then was tremendous. I think the growth now is going to be tremendous, except we're starting from a lot better position. As to the home office here, we've got wonderful people in the home office. I spent the last year working with them, and I don't think you could find any better people to join with than Tim and Jerry and Pat and the guys that we're going to have a chance to work with Aegon. And so I think the good news for the company is that you're going to be freed up where you can do what you absolutely do best. You're the only guy that's ever done what you've done in this industry. And Aegon, is probably one of the best at what they do in the whole world. And so you put those 2 things together, we got a chance right now to go out and do something bigger and better than we've ever done. And so if you can't get excited about that, you just can't get excited.
Well, that's right, buddy. They just need to go back and punch cows in Texas, don't
they? That's right. That's okay too, by the way.
That's okay too, by the way. That's what Jack does. That's Jack's hobby on the side. We don't mind him having a hobby, but no, you can't do that for a living. And Tom, let's look last but not least down here. Tom, you flew up yesterday with me up to Gettysburg. You actually spoke up there to the Swans Group, and you know what's going on in the company this special time. You put it into a good perspective for those guys yesterday. How do you feel about this?
Well, I feel like this is a chance, as one of the guys mentioned earlier, to reinvent yourself. And I know that back in 1992, when I first went into business with you, I saw it as an opportunity to go through a window and to do something I'd never done before because of the unique conditions and being able to be with you in a new company and a new time and new products and just a lot of newness and a lot of excitement. And went out and did things in a 2 or 3 week period of time that just changed our whole family's life forever, and very grateful to you for that opportunity. But I believe that history's repeated itself here, and now we have an opportunity to be with a brand new company without having to leave the old one, and that just never happens in business. And so we're just so fortunate to have that. And as I'm going around talking to all the leaders on our team and many of the teams in our company, I'm seeing that everybody's really recognizing that, and they're seeing they may have snoozed through the first deal, and for many people maybe WMA will be their practice company, and so now we have a chance to have a brand new beginning with World Financial Group, and people can go out and do things between now and the convention to make their dreams come true for their family, and do things that we thought might have been a once-in-a-lifetime chance back in 1992. Now we find as a great chance to do something big again in 2001.
And we've been telling them all along that we've just been getting started, and they didn't believe us. But now they believe us, don't they?
I think so.
We just, and I think Tom Peters once said, what's going on at WMA has just begun to begin, and he didn't know how right he was. Jerry, yes, let's tell me from your perspective. you know, you've watched us from afar for a few years, and then in the last 3 or 4 years, you've really gotten involved as you moved down, relocated your family, and took over the Western Reserve Company and the relationship that had first started with Jack Kenny. And of course now Tim Stonehark has been brought into the mix, and it's just become a powerful relationship here now, and it just worked out to be the right thing. How do you feel about it from your perspective, Aegon, and WMA's perspective?
I'll tell you, Hubert, this is probably one of the most exciting days of our company in its history. There's been a lot of big moments when Jack and you first started the relationship. At a very magical moment there too as well. The creation of three things happening: Aegon buying WRL with the resources, WRL with the product ready to be ignited into Middle America, and WMA and you and your leadership being able to take that as the vehicle to march it in to help American families all over the place. But really what is exciting is not so much as looking back to the past. This for us is something looking forward. We see such great opportunity with this great leadership group that we have here, the folks that are on the phone, the things that we've got the chance to get to know you over 10 years. We just couldn't be more excited about it. I'm happy for all the employees down in Florida. We're excited about it, to renew and strengthen and deepen our relationship with the field people that we work with. We're excited about getting even closer with the great home office employees of WMA, and they really are very, very strong champions of your cause from all this standpoint. And finally, for the reps, and probably most importantly for the reps, is that we really believe that we are a place, and you and I have fought, and Wood and I here, my good friend, have fought very hard to make sure that we find the right exact relationship in this deal so that the magic can continue and even become better. We are forward-looking at there's nothing here about this is going to be an Aegon-only company. We're excited about all the product providers continuing their relationships. We're excited from WRL standpoint and IDEX and competing that way, Hubert, and making all the products and all the opportunity for you a lot better than what it is today. And I think it's just exciting. We think typically in a growth scenario in a big company, you'll see growth going up like this, going this way. We really see the opportunity right here, Hubert. It's just a vertical takeoff. And this is probably the igniting point that we hope that you take and you energize and you really catch this moment, because there's not going to be too many like this, I don't think.
Jerry, you back prior to you coming into the picture, one of our very first traditions we started was Top Gun. We set up for our VUL aces. We'd go down to Clearwater and we'd do a Top Gun school, and that has been one of our great traditions. And the first theme that we had at Top Gun was to get the company. It was time to make a vertical aggressive move. Make a vertical aggressive move. One of the things I think at our convention that I want us to have big signs and banners is that this is vertical aggressive move 2. This is the second great, like you just said. We've got to do that. It's time to make a massive, giant step forward. I know I look forward to coming down maybe to the Western Reserve headquarters and seeing the great people, tell them how much we love them and appreciate the role they've played in our lives for the last 10 years and how we feel about the future. So I know we're talking about coordinating something like that, and I know today you'll be there speaking with us with all the great home office people, and let them know how much we appreciate them and how this brightens their future too. But hey, very excited about this. I love that statement by Shepard in there that this is very much a forward-looking deal. I like that. That's exciting. Tim, let's jump to Tim down here. Tim, I know you've been the man on the ground up here really grinding it out, and you've done a good, fair job, I think, in my opinion, being very fair of representing, obviously, Aegon's interests, but ours too, and I commend you for that, and I feel good about our future and where we're going. In fact, one thing I might just say, even though we've got a lot of work to do this week to organize, now the real work starts, getting everything set up, but in this interim period of time, for some indefinite period of time, I think the thoughts are that we'll have some type of an executive board that runs the new company here locally, with Tim and Tom and Jeff and Jack, in a sense, making up that executive board to give a good balance from field and inside and Aegon corporate. And then, of course, have like Monty Rich Swan, in a sense, being the deputy field chairman out there running that movement in the field. And and everything. And then, so I'm excited about Tim's role. Tim is a powerful player here. How do you feel about it, Tim?
Thanks for your comments, Hubert. I really appreciate that. And it has been an interesting 6 months, and we have grounded out, but we're where we are today because everybody's committed to creating a bigger opportunity. And I think the bigger opportunity is something that's magical for everybody. And when you say World Financial Group is going to be a place where entrepreneur is king, I think that's absolutely right. We're going to see that. And Hubert, as you mentioned, I'm looking forward to working with Jack and Jeff and Tom on the executive committee and providing guidance from inside the organization, and also working with the advisory council that you've established. I think that advisory group adds a great value to the organization and helps set the direction of where we want to go as a company on a looking forward basis. And we look forward to working with them and bringing them in even closer than maybe they've been in the past. But continuing the great vision that you've set for us. So I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. And you are here. He actually has moved. He lives here, got him a home, got his family here, expecting a second child.
Third.
The third
Number
child.
3.
He's got the third one. He's moving
fast.
I mean, I tell you. Geometric progression.
That's
started.
right.
But hey, we're excited about that. And we got a lot of other great people out here in the audience too. Wood, I'll talk with Wood now in just a second. But we've got Susan Davies out there, and Susan will obviously continue to be, I think, a great liaison for the executive board, working closely to make sure that to keep us all straight. Judy be out there in the future, keeping me straight and focused and fresh for the battle, and all the other great people that we've got that back there. There's far too many to mention that have helped us get here, that will continue to help us in the future in this new company. Wood, before we go to the audience here a little bit, I'd like to maybe hear from your perspective. You've given your heart and soul to this thing now for the last 10 plus years, and for many, many years in my life before that, you were my financial advisor, and have, with your help and support, life's been it's growing. So whatever you've been doing the last 15 or 20 years, keep doing it, because it's getting bigger. But I'm excited about this, and I know you are. Wood's a man of common sense. He's kind of the quiet giant behind the company, I think, and he understands what this means for everybody. How you feel about it, Wood?
Well, Hubert, I'm normally a very serious person. I'm serious today, but
get that mic out so you can hear it.
But I'm very excited. I'm so excited. I couldn't sleep last night thinking about this program. Everyone, our field, our home office, they put their heart and souls into this company for the last 10 years. And, we've talked with Aegon for a number of years, but this is not something that was taken lightly. I mean, Hubert prayed over it. We talked about it. We have talked to Aegon many, many, many hours and many days. This has evolved over probably the last 4 years, I think, Hubert. And in that process, we began to learn who was what in Aegon, who was who. They're great people. We know probably more about the Aegon organization, I would suspect, than most of their companies now. And that's given us the confidence to move into this on your behalf. And I feel great about it. Jerry Vall, wonderful guy, very knowledgeable. Tim Stonehocker, Pat Baird, you've mentioned them all. Don Shepard, Kay Storm, Bart Herbert now in the global, helping Jeff in our expansion efforts. So that is, it's all coming together. As Jack said, the timing is right. Our field vice chairman, our senior executive vice chairman, all sensed that the time was right to do this. And I think it was, even though some people wondered, I think it was company-wide a consensus at this point, Hubert. Like Bryce said, we need to reinvent ourselves. And as you talked about Tiger Woods, after he was at his height, won the Masters by a record number of strokes, he reinvented his swing, and I love that story. Last week, I appreciated what you said to the MD Academy, where, we have been, like Alexander, on a 10-year journey here, conquering new worlds. But Alexander never realized when he pushed it too far. And Hubert said he didn't want to be like Alexander. He wanted to become part of something bigger and realize when the logistics and the lines were stretched. And this is what Aegon will bring to the table. I'm excited that Hubert and I hope myself for the next 10 years will be involved in growing the business outside. And
Well, if I'm here, you here.
okay, that's the deal. But I just want to say I'm excited, and I hope everyone makes the most of this new opportunity, because it is truly a new opportunity and a new company, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Wood's just been a great champion, a great friend. And it takes that kind. It takes a coming together of a lot of wonderful things to create something like a WMA, something like a World Financial Group, and mostly it's great people coming into your life. And Aegon is a company, but if the right people were not inside of Aegon to deal with us, I don't think we could have done this. And just so you'll understand, when we were starting out, I said we got a great future because we got a great history. Well, we understood basically how entrepreneurial leadership can grow something big, and then one day it's got to have more resources. I watched that model before. This was very predictable. And when we were starting our company, we were very choosy as to making sure that we tied in with the right company. And I had a sense from just the very beginning, not only with Jack Kenny, but just the whole Aegon venture, and just watch their style. And it became very obvious that they were the ones that we needed to build a relationship. And I even talked to Jack Kenny and all about that. One day we need to watch out, because one day we'll probably all be together. And so that was started out. We started this deal with that in mind, and that was the right call with the right people. And now we've got this great time together. A couple of questions I might ask Tim. You might want to address them, Jerry. Just give a quick. What's going to be the flow? For things like licensing and administration, apps coming in, being able to have the WMA online or WFG online, or people at headquarters. And then maybe a little bit about the reorganization that's occurring at the home office starting this week. What is your flow? What's the legality you have to do when a new company started? Just give them some thoughts on that so they get a feel.
I'll try to address a few of the topics, and if I miss some, please ask me to talk to them. But we start this afternoon at 1 o'clock with an employee meeting announcing the deal to the employees, and then we tell them the transition. And because World Financial Group is a new company, and it's acquiring assets of World Marketing Alliance, there will be a transition of moving employees actually from WMA to World Financial Group once the deal's closed. And I think to address the point of when the deal closes, actually, we've signed it. We have some regulatory issues or some filings we need to do with the Hart-Scott-Rodino, which typically takes about 30 days. So we're anticipating closing party 30 days from today, where we'd actually close it, and everyone would become a World Financial Group employee. And at that time, we will have...
Everybody at the headquarters.
Everybody at the headquarters, excuse me, thank you. Everybody at the headquarters would become a World Financial Group employee. And then the agents and entrepreneurs we'd start a transition at that time of transferring them to the new insurance agency, which is World Financial Group Insurance Agency. There is a transition that'll take time, primarily because of the states. Each state will have to go in and move the agents from World Marketing Alliance to WFG. And because of the bureaucracy and the lack of people, it'll take somewhere between 3 and 9 months. We're not sure. Every day we keep having meetings about the transition and how to make it work. The time frame gets shorter because we find ways to shorten it up. So there will be a time lag where people will continue to be part of World Marketing Alliance Insurance Agency, but they can represent themselves as World Financial Group Marketing Company. The transition for World Marketing Alliance Securities is a little longer time frame. We will file the new broker-dealer with the NASD after the closing, sometime about 30 days from now. The new broker-dealer, as Hubert mentioned earlier, is World Group Securities. We'll file it, and it'll go through an approval process with NASD. The NASD will take somewhere between 6 and 9 months to approve the new broker-dealer. Once it's approved, we will then do a block transfer of reps and clients from World Marketing Alliance Securities to World Group Securities, which should be fairly transparent. There will be some paperwork that has to be done, like in any transfer of clients and reps, but for the most part, it will be transparent. So I would anticipate that we'll be working on the agent transition up until the end of the year, and at the end of the year, we'll begin the transition from World Marketing Alliance Securities to World Group Securities. And that will take us a period of time, somewhere between 3 and 6 months for that transition as well. But We have a large group of people from all sides working on it, from headquarters here in Atlanta, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, from Aegon's headquarters, and from AEG's headquarters in Tampa. We've got a good group put together that are working on the transition to make it as transparent as possible.
Well, it's been, I think it's well organized, and I think it's going to go forward in a very positive, powerful way. Jerry, any extra thoughts on any of the flow that you see that might need to be added?
We'll do a lot the same as what it has been, and that's our goal, is to make this as transparent and seamless as for you as possible. The applications all still flow. None of that has changed at this point. And we're just excited about working with the team in Atlanta, getting some good field input, just as what you've set up with all the councils has been a very valuable part of the input of where we're going to go with this. And we're just excited about making it happen.
Well, we're excited too. Listen, we've got some great people out in the field out there that are in the audience that are excited, and I'm going to switch it back to John Benham. John, why don't you tell us who you've got over there, and let's see how they feel about the opportunity.
Well, thanks, Hubert. We're joined by some of our veteran stars, new up-and-coming stars that come down to be part of this historic moment. We'll start with Charlie Fisher, Senior Vice President from Atlanta. Charlie, how you feeling about the moment and what you heard today?
Well, I appreciate the promotion. I'm not a Senior Vice President, but...
Senior Marketing Director.
I thought new company's great. No, I'm excited about it. I mean, we've taken a great company. We made it even greater with this partnership with Aegon. And I think it's also significant for those out in the field to understand that anytime there's new partnerships with companies, new companies being formed, there's generally a shakeup within management and if the top management and so on. But this company here, everybody, all the key leaders are staying with it, and it's moving forward, and it's just a dawning of a new era. And it's just like all the key leaders are still here, and it's just moving forward in a brand new era. It's just wonderful.
Great. Appreciate that, Charlie. Jeff, your feelings too. I mean, you're one of the up-and-coming stars making a big rise here within the company, national ranks. How you feeling about this special moment?
I feel extremely fortunate to be in the right spot at the right time, and I realize now more than ever that alignment with the leadership of the company and alignment with the system is critical, because we truly are getting a chance to be the greatest, get to be a great part of the greatest story in modern day business history. Very fortunate to play a key role in that, and our team exploding and going to the next level and beyond.
That's great. Jeff, how about you? How do you feel it's going to affect your team? What are some of your plans to go out and take and harness this momentum and make it a big deal for you and your family?
Well, I believe we've already set attendance records last week just off the enthusiasm, and we're proud of being a part of the Aegon Group and the security that brings. We're really going to reinvent the futures of our teams. We're very excited about that. We're focused. We've got new plans and dreams now, and we're just excited.
That's great. And we have Steve Miller from Texas. Came from Texas just to hear what was going on, right? Steve, what are some of your thoughts?
Well, I just remember there's 3 times in my life I've been this excited. The day I got married and the birth of my 2 children, and we've had a marriage and a new birth. How much more excited could you be?
All right, that sums it up. Back to Hubert. Thanks.
All right, guys. Hey, these are exciting times, and I hope there's celebrations going on all over the company as in front of the TV set. And I'm just thankful to live in a time when we can communicate like this with MDTV. What a wonderful thing to have the digital TV network, to have the internet pretty soon. One of the things I hope this year, sometime this summer, a lot of what we're doing here gets broadcast over the internet. So we're moving at web speed. And speaking of that, you know, Tom Matthews was sharing yesterday with Swan Wynn's team the new websites, the new builder sites, and what it could mean. And now your picture could be up on the website, and what that meant. They just went crazy about that. But I also told them, I said, look, now we've spent millions of dollars on the side project developing powerful technology. It's now, in a sense, being brought into the whole New World Financial Group part. Aegon, in a sense, will continue to push that and direct it. But I'll tell you, you guys have got to use it. It's got to bring more efficiencies, cost efficiencies, and everything to the whole company. It's got to cause us to recruit more people faster. It's got to cause us to grow. You guys have got to embrace it. Use these builder websites. Use WFG Online. Be able to use it for monitoring your business, from persistency to better fulfill your regulatory compliance supervisory challenges. You've got to use technology for them to see the value to keep pushing that. So this is not an optional deal. It's up to you guys now. We put the ball in your court. You'll determine the future of whether we stay a high-tech, cutting-edge, state-of-the-art company or not. It's in your hands by you using it and embracing it. And we've been a little casual about those things over the years. We've been better than most, but still casual for what a great company like us should be. Hey, I'm just so excited about this Europe trip coming up. What a great trip that's going to be able to be with all of our great leaders, to be able to share this moment with you, to celebrate our past successes, and be able to dream and strategize and plan for the future. You know, I'm excited about this company. I feel like it's I've got several of my children here in the audience, and I love them and appreciate them. I love and appreciate the children, if you will, that have grown up in this business with us. I saw the Kentucky Derby, just a part of it Saturday, and that's just like the Super Bowl or the World Series, but it's for 2 minutes. It's sort of one of the biggest deals in sports. And one of the guys that was really had been for 30 years raising horses and had never had a Kentucky Derby winner. You know, and they interviewed him about what it meant, and lo and behold, he had one this time. But he says, talking about how do you develop this? How do you develop a Kentucky Derby winner? He says, I get them when they are babies, train them, and hope one day that they become legends. I love that. I get them when they're babies, just like we get all these new recruits when they're babies. Train them, and hope that one day they become legends. You know, I remember when I was a baby in this business. I remember when somebody trained me. I remember when Rich Thawley was a baby in this business. I remember when Monty Holmes was a baby in this business. I remember when Jack Linder was a baby in this business. Tom Matthews was a baby. Jeff Miles, Bryce Peterson. I remember those things. And the system and all of us have trained them and raised them up, hoping that one day they would become legends. That's why I love the system. I love it so much. I really do. And the key, though, they asked this guy, and he said it was just years and years of wondering, always wondering about these little horses. He said, will my dreams come true? Will my dreams come true? And I know all of you have had those years and years of wondering, will your dreams come true? Well, here, hey, the chance for your dreams to come true has really gotten a whole lot better. You know, I'm just so excited about the potential here. The whole secret is to unleash your power, to harness the great power that's within you, and to go out there and become a legend, superstar type hopeful. You heard Swan Wynn a while ago say, man, he's so excited because this gives him a chance to be a world conqueror. He wants to go out and conquer his future, be a world conqueror. You know, the system, I love the system. I love the business format system. We've got a surprise for you coming out for the convention. We finally got a powerful, new, streamlined, 70-some-odd page version of the business format system manual. It's called The Magic of Compound Building. It's part of a series, gone from 200-something pages to about 70. It is powerful, folks, and it entails all the upgrades in the system. It really streamlines the 6 steps of the business format system. It's got the sign-up process. It really focuses on this upstart program that you'll hear a lot more about, where you just build the ways from new contenders and hopefuls right on up through to become your next wave of your leaders and all the steps you've got to do there. Let me give you a quote that we've used from the E-Myth before. It says, it's been said, and I believe it to be true, that great businesses are not built by extraordinary people, but by ordinary people doing extraordinary things. But for ordinary people to do extraordinary things, a system, a way of doing things is needed to compensate for the disparity between the skills your people have and the skills needed to produce the result. The system. It's those 6 steps of the business format system, those simple 6 steps. It's the rapid, relentless repetition of those 6 simple steps, recruiting steps that will lead to the inevitable building of a giant system, a giant super team that will make your dreams come true. It all starts with FOCO. It all starts. I'm so excited. I'm just filled with messages out there on Voicetail about some of our very biggest, best leaders are saying that they're walking around now studying their prospect list. Every night prospecting and putting their names down on the list is talking about prospects. I'm so excited because when the leaders start being do-it-first leaders, and out going wide again and feeling brand new again, well then, hey, we're going to have this great explosion like never before. One of the main goals that we've got in the company right now that I want to really do, and I'm going to hammer this home starting at the convention, big time. Our goal for World Financial Group, there's a lot of goals. We could set production goals and all kind of stuff like that. I don't want to aim at that. I want to aim at building the machine, and the results will come. It's very predictable. I know that if we stay true to our principles, if we follow the business format system, we'll become quickly a 5-digit per month recruiting team. And if we become a 5-digit per month recruiting team, that's 10,000 a month recruits, guys. Everything else will follow. The system will process, will harvest that business. It will cause the results that we want to happen. Our dreams will come true for companies, for our product providers, our company, and for the great field leaders teams out there, and for the consumers. So I'm excited about it. There's 3 stages that I want us to focus on in becoming a 5-digit per month recruiting company. Stage 1 is that we're in sort of the 90-day madman cycle right now to become a 10,000 per month recruiting team. I think that we can get that done between now and September 1, by the end of August. That's our goal. I'd like to get it done by the time we get to the convention. That means we got to double the speed we're at right now. Stage 2, about 9 months from now, by the end of the first quarter of 2002, I want to make sure that we're at 20,000 a month speed. And by the end of 2002, that's 18 months from now, I think we can go to 30,000 a month speed. And then, hey guys, from there on out, we'll be in a whole new orbit. That's where, we can do that. That is not just convention talk. That's not stage talk. That's something we should have already been there, to be honest with you. But we've had various challenges that have held us back. Well, now we're ready to go. We've got a bigger ship. You know, we can get there. We have no excuses not to do it. We're going to do it by building super teams. Who is going to be our next race super teams? Who will be the next 4-digit per month super teams? Who will be the 3-digit per month base shops? Who will be the double-digit personal recruiters? And who is it that's going to go out there and make sure that every recruit knows they're not a recruit until they've got a recruit, that every prospect is a recruit and a proven different? I'm excited about Penny Orr. By the way, Penny and Benjamin had a new baby girl here about a week ago, and we salute them. And in the midst of all of that, she became our most current, and the first one in 2 or 3 years, of a 4-digit super team, a 4-digit per month recruiting super team. She's doing over 1,000 a month in recruits. We've got, I think by the convention there'll be 4 or 5 more with what I see going on right now. Tons of base shops out there. Swan's got just an army filled with them. I saw a bunch of them yesterday that are poised to do that. So I'm excited about it. The secret is to harness the power of geometric progression. I've got a little 4-pager we'll be getting out to you between now and the convention, but it just talks about harnessing the power of geometric progression more than anything else in the world. I think that's what you need to do. If you run the system, and this is the year of the system, if you go wide, deep in geometric, and if you harness the power of the geometric progression, you'll have a life of its own. And I won't take the time to go through that right now, but I want you to know that that's going to be the great secret for the future here. As we wind the program down and all, let me just tell you why the system is so important. It gives you what I would call robotic consistency. Think about those words. Robotic consistency. It helps you get into sync, into lockstep with the leaders and with the system and with the principles. You know, if you're playing golf or if you're playing tennis or whatever it is you're doing, there are a set of success principles that are universal. And that if you get into an alignment with those principles, immediately you have a chance to become more successful. I mean, I've gone out and done the imperfect golf shots for years, but when I really zeroed in and tried my very best, like Woods talked about, Tiger Woods, tried my very best to tap into some principles that good golfers actually apply, so all of a sudden I had more power. It can happen to you. There's 2 words that come to mind, 2 principles that right now will empower every one of you in this system. One is alignment. That word alignment, think about it. Alignment. You know, when we built the company to start with, we said it was a passion for our mission, a submission to our system. That's what alignment is. It's a submission to the system, to the principles. And that word alignment shortens the learning curve. It compresses activity, collapses time frames. It gets you there quicker. You don't have to learn by so many mistakes. Borrow, hey, while you're borrowing from your upline, borrow their mistakes. Learn from their mistakes. Let their mistakes be for you. The other word, not just alignment, but is accountability. When you start submitting to an accountability process by somebody who's a master in their field that truly is running the business format system and that is being aligned with those right principles, at that time it gives you power. It draws the power out of you. It causes you to become that bigger, better you, that leader, that winner, that giant within you. The only giant that I'm really interested in emerging is not really World Financial Group. It's that giant inside of you. I want to see that giant dreamer, that giant builder coming out. I saw a banner up at Swan's meeting yesterday. It says, contact many people many times. I love that phrase. Contact many people many times. See more people faster. That's another way of saying it. Go wide. Giants go wide. Your whole future can be summed up in one word. Go wide. 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 You know, go wide. It's like in bodybuilding, sets of reps. You got to do a lot of repetitions, then you got to do sets of reps. You got to be repetitiously predictable, dynamically methodical. We've used those words over and over and over again, but I'm going to use them again because I think many of you are ready to hear some of these things now. I think some of you that have sort of said, I know the system and this is a different era and I'm going to kind of do it my way, blah, blah, blah. I think a bunch of you right now, this is not Hubert's way. This is the system's way. And hey, it is the key to our future. I know that. You know, the Green Bay Packers had the power sweep. Well, we've got our own power sweep, and we've got to be repetitiously predictable. And hey, I love predictability. Listen to this now. If you execute the correct functions in your system, and I'm calling it your system now, the right results will come out. If you execute the correct functions, the correct steps in the system, the right results will come out. Doesn't that give you hope? Doesn't that get you excited? I mean, to me, I just turn the TV off and just say hallelujah and go out there and go to work because I got the business format system. There are no secrets. The only secrets that we really have are the things that you don't know and don't pay attention to. That's why they're secrets. You know, don't let them be secrets anymore. Your performance should be built upon control, and control gives you confidence, and control and confidence come from running the system. It makes it predictable. So I'm excited about it. I think it's time that we started focusing more on our game plans, our goals, our dreams, our accountability, and less on challenges and problems. Just be thankful that we've got them. We need to starve those problems, and we need to feed those opportunities in those dreams. The reason why we've had trouble developing some new giants this last year, 2 or 3, is that we sort of had some midget-type mentalities, midget recruiting, you know, remember that movie, The Incredible Shrinking Man? Well, we've had some incredible shrinking sort of system builders, and they shouldn't do that. And I'm excited. On one hand, I'm just so proud of everything we've done. On the other hand, I know what we can become, but I know what we got to do to get there. It's a perfect time here for WMA to evolve into the World Financial Group. You know, we started out as a little larva. Then we've gone through this metamorphosis, and we've come out and we've become this giant caterpillar, WMA. And now we're fixing to emerge into this big old beautiful butterfly. And our wings are going to be cramped and we're going to still be small, but we got to flex them and grow and grow to a great size and do many, many wonderful things. I know we can do it. And in closing, as I invite, and I'd like to invite, if they kind of come around me, all the great leaders from Aegon, from the great field leaders and all here that I had in the beginning. There's 3 things I want us to focus on as we get ready to go here. I want us to make sure that we focus on recruiting, run a system whereby recruiting never stops. We've got to make heroes out of everybody. Second, we've got to harness the power of promotions, the promotion system. We've got to get people fighting for those rings and those pins and those promotions and those trips. We just got to be into promotions. Promotions drives production. You take that out of our system and that's our kryptonite. We're Superman. We just, you know, we need to get more people going into more telephone booths and becoming quit being mild-mannered reporters from the Daily Planet, become the Superman that I know they can be. And besides recruiting and promotions, let's go out there and build cash flow. Something about making money is a wonderful thing, But hey, I am excited for all of you guys in the audience. You've been a wonderful audience, excited about the great WMA company here and abroad, and I'm excited about our great product provider companies, and I'm excited for Aegon doing a great deal with us. We're excited, guys. Hey, let's celebrate. Nothing is going to stop us now, and we'll see you guys at the top. All right? All right.